Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. So we're going to watch a video, a clip of a single mom of 5 boys who says that she's ready to give up on raising them. And I want y'all to listen carefully. Don't just gloss over it. Listen carefully to everything that she's saying, and then we're going to talk about it. Of course, there's language, so please be aware of that.
I see this. But I feel like I want to give up on my sons. Like, they lazy, they dirty. The one 14-year-old, he's rude and disrespectful. The boy told me I need to get a better job and make more money, and I need to buy a better house. And I am a single mother of 5. These niggas don't do shit for my kids. I do everything for my kids. They won't clean. They won't do chores. Like, they won't walk the dog. They won't do nothing but play the fucking game. And I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of trying to tell them how to be a man, because a woman can't teach a man how to be a man, and they daddy saying shit, and there's nobody fault on my own, because I knew who the fuck I was fucking. But damn, like, one, he ain't nowhere in his life, and the other one, I was fucking married, and this bitch ass nigga cheated on me and then denied my child. Like, what the fuck? Bitch, what I do to you? I was with this man for 8 fucking years. The bitch ass nigga denied my child. I asked for DNA test. We was married. The court won't give it to us. Like, the other one, I knew him since middle school. I was with him for 2 years. And as soon as I told this bitch ass motherfucker I was pregnant after I called him cheating with the white bitch, this nigga just said fuck it and dipped. Never spent the fucking day with his child. Came back and checked on me to see who I was fucking. Think I'm mad at who I was fucking. Like, that's it. That's the only fucking time this nigga ever checked on me to see who I was fucking. And I'm tired, because I don't know how to raise them and make them respectable, hard-loving, caring men, because I ain't have that example. Like, my daddy's a shit, but I can't teach him how to be like my dad. He gonna end up like their daddies, and I'm trying so hard not to let them be like that. I swear to God, I just want to send them to a group home. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna beat their ass, and then I'm gonna go to jail, and then what? I don't know how to...
Okay. So obviously this woman is distraught, and she's at the end of her rope. She's telling the world that she doesn't know what to do with all of her sons. She tells about the first child father. She mentions 3. So presumably there are 3 fathers and 5 children. So she says the first one was just nothing. And she even manages to say, I knew who I was dealing with, basically. But he does nothing. He's not present at all in his child's life. And then she goes on to say she was married for 8 years, and that marriage ended because she says he cheated and also denied their child together. So therefore, he doesn't take care of that child because he doesn't believe that the child is his. And she also mentions that the court that she petitioned for a DNA test, but the court would not do it because they were married. And so therefore, she was unable to prove to him that their child or children actually belong to him. And then she mentions the third man. She mentions that she knew him since middle school. So this was probably somebody she felt safe with or what have you. Was with that person for 2 years, had a child. And she says he cheated. And then once she found out about it, he just sort of exited the scene and only dipped back in to see if she was in another relationship or if she was having sex with somebody else or what have you. And aside from that, she's mentioning how the boys have basically no structure. They don't have any order about themselves, nothing. They disrespect her. They don't listen to her. They don't perform any chores in the household. And she's at her wit's end because she's saying that she wants to send them to a group home. And because she's like, the other alternative is to beat them and then I go to jail and then what? So issues like this become complicated because she's already in it. Because we can say, well, you shouldn't have done this and you shouldn't have done that. And we're going to go there. But that is neither here nor there at this point because these boys are teenagers. So the mistakes that she already made in the choice of men to father these boys, that mistake has already been made. So there's nothing that anyone can do, can't turn back time, can't do anything. But my problem is that she has 5 children. And see, this is where, unfortunately, this is where my empathy starts becoming less and less. Because you can say one child, you can even say 2. I'll give you 2, right? And saying I chose badly, I made the wrong decisions, I got into relationships with men that whatever, these relationships didn't work for whatever the reason. But when you have 5, because I'm curious to know how many of those children was from the 8-year marriage. Again, my empathy is there and then it just kind of fades because when does the learning take place? You can't raise them boys. I want everybody to look at this and understand that this is actually the reality of single motherhood for a lot of Black women. Being at their wits' end, being fed up, not knowing what to do. Obviously, there has never been any real order, whether she was married or not, whether she was in a relationship with the men or not. There has never been any set order in that home. Because even if there was a SOS by the husband she's no longer with, she would try to at least stick somewhat to that for some order. these issues that she's having with these boys is only because they don't have their fathers. A man, their father in the house would cure all of that. It would cure it. Because the problems that she's complaining about is the issues with boys with no structure and she's not a threat to them. She doesn't have any authority that they have to respect because she's female and not a male. So they've decided that there is no punishment that she can mete out and there's no consequence she can give them that is an effective deterrent from bad behavior. Her whatever punishment, trying to take the game or yelling at them, or they're well past any physical intimidation. That would have worked when they were little boys. That's not gonna work now. The respect is not there. They don't respect her at all. We don't know everything that's been going on in the house, so there's reasons why her sons don't respect her. There isn't any consequence. This is why she's at the end of her rope. Because there's literally nothing she can do to them boys that's going to make them think twice. Short of putting them out of her house, that's the only consequence that forces them to do anything with their behavior. And then that has its downfall as well. So they're running that house. I trust and believe them boys run that house. They run her and they run that house. This is why she's crying. This is why she's talking about they need to go to a group home. Because perhaps someone else has the structure necessary to tame these boys. These are the types of boys that'll get somewhere and hurt somebody because they don't realize that the world can actually hand them consequences that their mother can't. So they've grown up without any real concept of really bad consequences to deter certain behavior. See, a man in a house would absolutely give them consequences. Because especially at 14 and 16, and they want to be unruly, a man in the house, like their dad in the house, come on, let's square up. Because you a man now, right? You a man now. You don't got to listen to nothing I say. You don't got to do nothing I say. Square up. Come on, square up. Come on. You ain't got no more respect. I'm going to have to teach you to respect. I'm going to have to teach you to respect. I'm going to have to give you the consequences that men give other men when they disrespect them. Because you're not going to be able to be in my home and disrespect me, disrespect your mom, disobey rules, blatant, you know what I'm saying, coming out the side of your neck, talking crazy. We going to see about that. And I have watched my father do it to my brother. I have watched men in general do that to their kids, to their sons specifically. You grown. Oh, well, then it's time to have grown consequences. It's time to have grown consequences, right? Because see, when you in the street and you talk sideways to a man, see, they not your daddy. They don't love you. Okay, somebody will put you in this earth. Somebody will put you in this earth, and as a man, you got to know that. You got to know that when you step out here and you think you're going to act any kind of way, you think you're going to talk any kind of way, you think you're going to do anything around other men, you're going to mess around, you're going to do it to the wrong one, somebody going to put you in this earth. Please know that. Those are the lessons that men teach boys. Women cannot teach that to boys. Women can't teach that to boys. She can say it, but she can't give them the reality of that. Because they don't respect it. You can't beat me up, mom. So they don't be respecting that. But see, daddy is a different story. A lot of times daddy is a different story. That's why it pays for these fathers to stay in shape. Because your son, he ain't going to always be that cute little 10-year-old. He going to get 16 and he going to try you. The best of kids, the most mannered of kids try you some kind of way. It's just in their nature to do it. And it's a good idea for the fathers to stay just good enough in shape to where that young buck don't think he can take you. Have to think about that. Daddy might be older. You think he old. You think he old. But you still, you got a long way to go before you do something with me, son. You can't. I don't know who told you, but they told you wrong, thinking you could come over here. You're not ready yet. And the day you get ready is the day you're gonna have to be on your own. She can't do that. Single mothers, women, they can't do it. This is why the biggest threat to your kids, especially if you had boy children, was wait till your daddy get home. Because they'll try you in a way they'll never try that man. And if they do try that man, they got a whole thing. It's a whole thing finna happen behind that. This is why she talking about group home. The boys that she raising are the dangerous ones because they have thrived on emotionalism and no structure. And men cannot exist like that. That going into the world with that mentality is bad. It's bad news for them boys. Bad news for them boys. This is why celebrating single motherhood was not a good idea. Because this is the actual reality. Being at your wits' end and not knowing what to do next. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.